My name is Justin Williams. Technically, I race for Specialized Rocket Expresso, but I'm just here representing Specialized myself.
That's why I just talked to Chris Riekert, pumped you up big time because he works for Specialized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have a good relationship, and I'm just excited to be a part of the brand, man. Like, they really like taking me in and giving me a home when I didn't think I'd have one.
All right, so you have a green jersey on, so you won the best sprinters. I imagine you held on to it today by winning today's stage as well.
I think between the first day and the second day, I was ahead by like 10 points or something. So today, I got to kind of relax. I didn't have to go for any of the sprints out on the road, even though I went for one, but just for good measure. I got to kind of relax and just focus on the finish, and that's really where my goal was today.
Okay, so I saw the finish of the Thunder Hill, and I just talked to Chris, and I've talked to Boardman. How did you, well, first of all, you snake your way into that break. Those guys are all worried about GC. It seems like the perfect plan for you. I imagine you didn't have to do too much work, and they didn't expect you to.
Yeah, man, last year I came out, and I wasn't feeling very good, like I was under the weather, but I really got a lot of experience on that course and kind of how the race would play out. So toward the end of the race, it gets really heavy. And I was just, being attentive to the front of the race, and then Huffman went, and when he went, no one really reacted, and I was just in the right place at the right time. Obviously, I put myself there, but I got into the break, and I was just like, hey, you guys better ride because, I don't care about the overall. I'm here for either the stage or the green jersey. They didn't even question me or anything. The guys were riding really strong, and Chris really, really drove the break. And then Raleigh had both of their GC guys in the break, the only two that came, so they drove it too, and I kind of got a free ride to the line. It was awesome.
Two quick questions on the Thunder Hill. One, did you post up so early because you were just so far out, or did you think there was a different finish line?
Oh, I just was so far out. When I started my sprint, I opened up, and I could see the other only sprinter in the group was in front of me, and when I came around him, I think I caught him a little bit off guard. His name is Scott Law. He's my former teammate from last year, so I know him really well. So when I launched, he didn't react fast enough, and I kept pulling away, and I knew the double line. I had I had rode the course and I saw it. I just had so much space. I figured it'd be cool.
I was thinking maybe you didn't want to have a time gap there because it was a huge sprint. And look, I didn't know who else was in there for a sprinter. So you being in that group, I mean, you're going to lead the group like today, being a sprinter. So anyway, good job.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
One more thing, though. Let's talk about today's crit real quick. So there's a break off at the end. Elevate seems to do the work, and they're doing the work for you in a sense.
Well, yeah, Corey Lockwood was really anxious all day, and he kind of just put his head down and rode. And I think that's was his tactic. I don't think he was paying attention to who was up the road, much less like anyone being up the road.
Well, he was going up the road by himself.
Right. I think he thought the best defense is a good offense kind of thing.
Thought it was still doing the time trial.
Yeah, exactly. So he just did 2 time trials today. He's so strong, and then him with the help of Elevate, the breakaway just wasn't far enough up the road. And they stalled for a little bit in the beginning, and that kind of let the field get organized. KHS got organized. The guys that wanted to chase from the other teams kind of took their little 1 and 2 pulls. And I was pretty confident would come back. It was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. At the end of the day, KHS Elevate had, 6 guys, and they put them all to good use, and they almost got it right. Scotty, the only reason I think I won is because Scotty tried to go inside in the last corner, and one of the guys in the breakaway kind of started to close the door on him. It broke his momentum, and I just closed my eyes and figured if I made it through the corner, I'd have the momentum on him. And it's really hard to accelerate after you hit the brake. So, at the end of the day, just, a little bit of balls and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, so you guys caught him, on the last lap?
We caught him 50 meters into the last corner.
Oh, good. So you got to be able to post up again, 2 in the weekend. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, after a little bit of a disappointment on Saturday in the road race, this is a really nice way to end the weekend.
What happened in the road race?
Oh, I was in the first group. I made it out of the dirt section, and I made the right to jump back on the pavement, and my rear wheel was flat, which is crazy because today I didn't think anything was wrong with the rear wheel, but I had to ride the last 5K on the flat, and And today I was just getting these weird sensations in the corners. And it turns out the rim was broken. So I didn't want to crash anyone. I didn't want to cause an accident. So luckily, Specialized provided me a spare bike, and I just pulled into the pit and jumped on my spare bike.
Is that why you're riding aluminum?
I'm riding aluminum because aluminum is awesome. But but yeah, it felt the same, In the crit, the front end was a little bit stiffer because I have the Shimano Pro sprint stem on. So it was it wasn't a bad trade-off. It wasn't a bad trade-off, and it got the job done, so I'm happy with that.
One last question, then I'll let you go, because you probably got some podium stuff to do. So what's your big plans for the rest of the season?
My big goals for the rest of the season are the Red Hook Series. I haven't gotten to do it from start to finish, and this year Specialized has provided me that opportunity. Criterium Nationals, which is always huge on my list of things to do, and Track Nationals and getting back to the Track National team.
Well, good luck for you this season, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.